I still remember the exact look on his face when he said those words. We were standing in the community center gym. 20 years had passed since high school. The autumn fundraiser was in full swing around us. Children laughing, parents chatting, the smell of coffee and cinnamon rolls filling the air. And there he was, David Monroe, the man I once loved more than breathing itself. He was holding a basketball. His daughter stood beside him. She had his eyes, dark and warm, but her smile was someone else's. "One game," he said, bouncing the ball once. Twice. Just like old times, Claire. I hadn't held a basketball in 15 years. Not since the accident. Not since everything fell apart. "I don't play anymore," I told him quietly. His daughter tugged his sleeve. "Daddy, who is she?" David looked down at her, then back at me. Something flickered across his face. Something that looked like pain. "She's someone who used to be very good at basketball," he said. "Better than me, even." "No way." The little girl's eyes went wide. "It's true," David said. He was still looking at me. "She beat me in the championship game our senior year. Scored the winning shot with 3 seconds left." I felt my throat tighten. He remembered. After all these years, he remembered. "That was a long time ago," I whispered. "Not that long." His voice was soft. Then his jaw tightened. "One game, Claire. If you win, I'll—" He stopped. The words seemed to catch in his throat. "You'll what?" I asked. The gym got quieter. Or maybe it just felt that way. Maybe the whole world narrowed down to just him and me and 20 years of silence between us. "I'll marry you," he said. The words came out like a joke, like something careless and cruel. But his eyes weren't joking. His eyes looked lost. His daughter gasped. "Daddy." Someone laughed nearby. The spell broke. David's face went red. I didn't mean. I was just. But I had already turned away. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding so hard I thought everyone could hear it. "Claire, wait." I kept walking. Past the bake sale. Past the children playing tag. Past all the normal, happy families living their normal, happy lives. I made it to my car before the tears came. Before we continue, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and comment where you are watching from. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring you even more powerful stories. I need to tell you how it started. How we started. It was simple, beautiful, the kind of love that feels impossible now. I was 17. David was 18. We met during basketball tryouts junior year. I was the new girl. My family had just moved to town. I didn't know anyone. David was team captain. Popular. Kind. The sort of person who made everyone around him feel seen. "You're really good," he said after tryouts. I had made every shot. Fast breaks. 3-pointers. Free throws. "Thanks," I said. "I mean it." He smiled. "You're going to make us champions." He wasn't wrong. That year, our school won every game. David and I became the unstoppable duo. He'd pass. I'd shoot. We moved like we could read each other's minds. But it wasn't just basketball. It was studying together in the library, walking home through falling leaves, sharing earbuds and listening to the same song on repeat. It was his hand finding mine in the dark of the movie theater. It was my head on his shoulder during the long bus rides to away games. It was the way he looked at me, like I was the only person in the world who mattered. "I'm going to marry you someday," he told me once. We were sitting on the bleachers after practice. The gym was empty. Golden sunlight streamed through the high windows. "You don't know that," I said, laughing. "Yes, I do." He was serious. "I've never been more sure of anything." I kissed him then, soft and sweet. My heart so full I thought it might burst. "Okay," I whispered. Someday. Senior year came. We were both starters, both strong, both hungry for the state championship. The final game came down to us and Riverside High. Back and forth. Tied score. 3 seconds left. David had the ball. He could have taken the shot. Should have taken it, probably. He was closer. But he passed it to me. I caught it. Turned. Jumped. Released. The ball sailed through the air. The buzzer sounded. Swish. We won. The crowd exploded. My teammates rushed me. But I found David first. He lifted me up. Spun me around. Kissed me right there in front of everyone. "That's my girl," he said. "That's my champion." I thought that moment would last forever. I was wrong. 2 weeks after the championship, my mother got sick. It happened fast. One day she was fine. The next, She was in the hospital. Cancer. Aggressive. The doctors gave her 6 months. I stopped going to school. Stopped answering David's calls. I spent every day at the hospital, holding my mother's hand, watching her fade. David came to see me. He brought flowers, held me while I cried, told me everything would be okay. I'm here, he kept saying. I'm not going anywhere. But I was drowning. Grief filled my lungs. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think, couldn't be the girl he fell in love with. My mother died 3 weeks before graduation. I didn't go to prom, didn't walk at graduation, didn't say goodbye to anyone. My father and I moved to another state. A fresh start, he said. Somewhere without memories. I left David a note. Just one. Short and terrible. I can't do this. I'm sorry. Please don't follow me. Please forget me. I never gave him a chance to respond. Changed my number. Deleted my social media. Disappeared. For years, I told myself it was the right choice. That he deserved better. That I was broken. That love couldn't survive that much pain. I was wrong about that too. I built a new life. Quiet. Safe. Small. I became a teacher. Elementary school. 3rd grade. I loved the children. Their honesty. Their joy. The way they saw the world with fresh eyes. I never married. Dated a few times. But my heart wasn't in it. My heart was still in that gym. Still 17. Still believing in forever. I moved back to my hometown 5 years ago. My father was aging. Needed help. It felt like time. I bought a small house 3 blocks from my old high school. Got a job at the elementary school. Joined the community center. I saw David's mother once. At the grocery store. She looked older. Tired. She didn't recognize me. I asked the cashier about the Monroe family. Casual. Like I was just making conversation. Oh, David Monroe. He's doing well. Came back about 10 years ago. Took over his father's accounting firm. Has a daughter. Sweet little girl. His wife passed away a few years back. Cancer. So sad. My heart stopped. Wife. Daughter. Cancer. He had built a life too. Loved someone else. Lost someone else. And I had missed all of it. After that day at the gym, I tried to forget about David. About his cruel joke. About the way his eyes looked when he said those words. But his daughter kept appearing in my life. Her name was Emma. 8 years old. Bright. Curious. She showed up in the after-school art program I volunteered for on Thursdays. Hi, Miss Claire, she said the first day. Remember me? From the gym. Of course, I said gently. Emma, right? Right. She beamed. My dad talks about you sometimes. My heart skipped. He does. Yeah. He says you were the best basketball player he ever knew. He says you could have gone pro. I smiled. Sad. That was a long time ago. Why did you stop playing? The question was innocent. Simple. But it cut deep. Life got complicated, I said. She nodded like she understood. Like 8-year-old children somehow know about complicated lives. My mom died, she said quietly. 2 years ago. Life got complicated for us too. I knelt down. Looked into those dark, warm eyes. David's eyes. I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's okay. She shrugged. Small shoulders carrying big grief. Dad says she's watching over us. That she wants us to be happy. Your dad sounds very wise. He sat a lot though. Emma looked down. He tries to hide it. But I can tell. Something in my chest cracked open. Maybe he just needs time, I said softly. Maybe he needs a friend, Emma said. Then she looked up at me. Direct. Honest. Will you be his friend, Miss Claire? How do you say no to a child asking for help? I can try, I whispered. David came to find me 3 days later. I was leaving the community center. Dusk was falling. The air smelled like rain. Claire. I turned. He was standing by my car, hands in his pockets, looking nervous. David, I owe you an apology, he said quickly. What I said at the gym. It was cruel. Stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. It's fine. It's not fine. He stepped closer. I hurt you. I saw it on your face. And I'm sorry. The streetlight flickered on above us. I could see him clearly now. The lines around his eyes. The gray threading through his hair. The weight he carried. Why did you say it? I asked. He looked away. I don't know. Maybe because I was angry. Maybe because seeing you again brought back everything I tried to forget. Maybe because for just a second, I wanted to hurt you the way you hurt me. The honesty stung. But it was fair. I'm sorry too, I said. For leaving the way I did. For not explaining. For disappearing. Why did you? 20 years. He deserved the truth. My mother died. And I was drowning. And I thought you deserved better than a broken girl who couldn't even get out of bed most days. His face softened. Claire, I was wrong, I continued. I see that now. But back then, I really believed I was doing the right thing. I thought I was protecting you. From what? From me. From my grief. From all the darkness I was carrying. He was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, I would have carried it with you. The words broke something in me. Something that had been holding firm for 20 years. I know, I whispered. I know that now. We stood there. Two people who once knew everything about each other. Now strangers. Emma talks about you, he said finally. I smiled. She's a wonderful girl. She is. His voice filled with warmth. She's everything good in my life. She told me about your wife. I'm so sorry. He nodded. Her name was Sarah. We met in college. She was kind, patient, good to me. Did you love her? The question was too personal. But it was dark. And we were alone. And somehow it felt like we could ask anything. Yes, he said. Not the way I loved you. But yes. She knew about you. I told her everything. She said you must have been very special. Tears slipped down my face. I'm glad you found happiness. Even if it was brief. Are you happy, Claire? I'm content. That's not the same thing. No, I agreed. It's not. Play me, David said suddenly. What? One game. Like I said before. But this time, I mean it differently. David. Not for marriage. Not for anything except closure. Or maybe a new beginning. I don't know. He ran his hand through his hair. I just know that I need to play basketball with you one more time. I looked at him. Really looked. Saw the boy I loved. Saw the man he became. Okay, I said. His eyes widened. Really? Really? But not for stakes. Just for us. He smiled. The first real smile I'd seen from him. It lit up his whole face. Saturday morning, he said. The outdoor court by the park. 7 a.m. Before it gets crowded. I'll be there. He started to walk away. Then turned back. Claire? Thank you. For what? For not being gone forever. I hadn't touched a basketball in 15 years. But that week, I practiced every night. The elementary school had a gym. I'd stay late after work. Just me and the ball and the echo of the bounce. My body remembered. Muscle memory is a strange thing. The shooting form came back. The footwork. The rhythm. But I was slower. Older. My knees ached. My breath came harder. Still, I kept practicing. Emma found me on Thursday evening. Miss Claire, you're playing basketball. I turned. She was standing in the doorway. David was behind her. Emma wanted to pick up the painting she made, David said. I didn't mean to interrupt. You're not interrupting. Emma ran onto the court. Can I play too? I looked at David. He shrugged. If Miss Claire doesn't mind. I don't mind at all. We played for an hour. The three of us. Emma laughing. David coaching her gently. Me remembering what it felt like to just play. To have fun. When Emma went to get water, David walked over to me. You still got it, he said. I'm rusty. You're beautiful. The word hung in the air between us. I mean your form, he said quickly. Your shooting form. It's still beautiful. I smiled. Nice save. He laughed. Really laughed. The sound filled the gym. Emma came running back. Dad, can Miss Claire eat dinner with us? Emma, I'm sure Miss Claire has plans. I don't, I said. I'd love to. They took me to a small Italian place downtown. Family-owned. Warm lighting. Red checkered tablecloths. Emma talked the whole time. About school. Her friends. Her art. The book she was reading. David and I mostly listened. But our eyes kept meeting. Small glances. Soft smiles. Miss Claire, Emma said suddenly. Do you have kids? Emma, David warned gently. It's okay, I said. No, sweetheart. I don't. Why not? I never met the right person to have them with. She considered this seriously. Then said, you'd be a good mom. You're nice. And you listen. And you don't talk to kids like they're stupid. My heart swelled. Thank you, Emma. That's one of the kindest things anyone has ever said to me. After dinner, they drove me back to my car. Saturday morning, David said. Still on. Still on. Emma hugged me goodbye. Tight. Like children hug when they mean it. I watched them drive away. Father and daughter. A little unit of two. Making it work. Moving forward. And I thought, maybe it's not too late. Maybe some stories get second chapters. Saturday morning came cold and clear. The outdoor court was empty. Just David and me and the rising sun. 1-on-1, he said. First to 21. Winners take all. What are we winning? He smiled. We'll figure that out after. We started slow. Feeling each other out. Testing. Remembering. Then it got competitive. We both wanted to win. Not for pride. Not for stakes. Just because that's who we were. Athletes. Competitors. People who gave everything they had. He was stronger. I was faster. He could post up. I could shoot from anywhere. Back and forth. Trading baskets. Trading smiles. Trading the comfortable silence of two people who once knew each other completely. At 20-20, we both stopped. Breathing hard. Sweating despite the cold. Next basket wins, he said. I know. Claire, before we finish. I need to say something. I lowered the ball. Okay. I spent 20 years angry at you. 20 years thinking you didn't love me enough to stay. 20 years building walls so I'd never hurt like that again. David. But seeing you again. Playing with you. Talking with you. I realize I had it wrong. You loved me so much you thought leaving was protecting me. And maybe it was. Maybe I wasn't strong enough then to hold your grief and mine. Tears blurred my vision. You were always strong enough. Maybe. But we were kids. And life got hard. And we both did the best we could. So what now? I whispered. He stepped closer. So close I could see the gold flecks in his eyes. Now we stop living in the past. We stop punishing ourselves for being human. And maybe we see if the people we are now can find what the kids we were lost. I'd like that. Good. He smiled. Now let's finish this game. I won. By one basket. A three-pointer from the corner. Just like old times. David laughed. Picked me up. Spun me around. Just like old times. We didn't rush into anything. We weren't kids anymore. We'd both been hurt. Both lost people we loved. But we started spending time together. Coffee on Tuesday mornings before work. Lunch on Fridays. Sunday dinners with Emma. We talked about everything. His marriage to Sarah. Her kindness. Her illness. How he held her hand at the end. I talked about my years alone. The men I dated but never loved. The quiet life I'd built that felt safe but empty. We talked about our parents. His father's retirement. My father's declining health. The weight of being the ones left to care for them. Emma was our bridge. Our joy. Our reason to keep things light when they got heavy. She called me her best grown-up friend. She showed me her drawings. Let me braid her hair. Asked me questions about everything. Do you think my mom would like you? She asked once. We were at the park. David had gone to get ice cream. Emma and I were on the swings. I don't know, honey. I hope so. I think she would. Emma pumped her legs. Dad says Mom always wanted him to be happy. I think you make him happy. He makes me happy too. Good. She said it firmly. Matter of fact. Like happiness was something to be decided and then made real. Children are wiser than we give them credit for. It happened on a Wednesday night. 3 months after the basketball game. David and I were at his house. Emma was asleep upstairs. We were on the couch, watching an old movie. Not really paying attention. Claire, he said quietly. I need to tell you something. My heart started beating faster. Okay, I'm falling in love with you. Again. Or maybe still. I'm not sure I ever stopped. I turned to look at him. His eyes were serious. Scared. Hopeful. I know it's complicated, he continued. I know we have history. I know I have Emma to think about. I know you might not feel the same way. I kissed him. Soft at first. Then deeper. 20 years of longing pouring into one moment. When we pulled apart, we were both crying. I never stopped either, I whispered. I tried. God, I tried. But you were always there. Always the one. He held me. Just held me. His face buried in my hair. My hand over his heart. I'm scared, he admitted. Me too. But I'm more scared of losing you again. Of not trying. Of being alone when I don't have to be. So what do? We take it one day at a time. We be honest. We don't run when it gets hard. We choose each other. Every single day. We choose each other. Okay. We told Emma 2 weeks later. David made her favorite breakfast. Pancakes with chocolate chips. Orange juice. Strawberries. Emma, he said carefully. Miss Claire, and I want to talk to you about something. She looked up, syrup on her chin, eyes curious. We've been spending a lot of time together, I said gently. I know. I like it. David smiled. We like it too. And we were wondering how you'd feel if Miss Claire and if we dated. If I was her boyfriend and she was my girlfriend. Emma's face lit up. Really? Really, David said. But only if you're okay with it. She looked at me. Then at him. Then back at me. Is this because you love each other? David and I exchanged glances. Yes, he said. I love her very much. Do you love my dad? Emma asked me directly. I do, I said. Very, very much. Will you be nice to him? Always. Will you still be nice to me? Always. She nodded. Serious. Considering. Okay, she said finally. But I have rules. Rules. David raised an eyebrow. Yes. Rule number 1. You have to keep doing art with me on Thursdays. Rule number 2. Dad still has to do bedtime stories. Rule number 3. If you get married, I get to be a bridesmaid. David laughed. Those seem like very fair rules. Can you agree to them? Emma asked me. I can agree to every single one. Good. She went back to her pancakes. Can we go to the park later? Just like that. Simple. Easy. The way children accept love when it's real. Not everything was easy. People in town talked. They remembered the Claire and David from high school. They had opinions. I heard they're together again. After all this time? Didn't she just leave him without a word? He was married. Has a daughter. Some people never let go of the past. I heard the whispers. Saw the looks. It hurt. But David held my hand in public. Kissed my forehead at the grocery store. Introduced me as his girlfriend with pride. Let them talk, he said. We know our story. That's what matters. The hardest moment came when we ran into Sarah's mother, Mrs. Patterson, at the community center fundraiser. She saw us together. Saw David's arm around my waist. Saw Emma holding my hand. Her face went tight. David, she said coldly. Margaret. He was gentle. Respectful. How are you? I'm fine. She looked at me. And who is this? This is Claire. My girlfriend. The word hung heavy between them. I see, Margaret said. Sarah hasn't been gone 3 years, and you've already. Margaret, please. David's voice was firm but kind. Sarah wanted me to be happy. You know that. She told both of us. She did. Margaret's eyes filled with tears. But it's hard. Seeing you move on. Seeing Emma with someone new. I stepped forward. Mrs. Patterson, I can't imagine how painful this is. And I'm not trying to replace your daughter. No one could. But I care about David. And I care about Emma. And I promise to honor Sarah's memory. To make sure Emma knows her mother. To love them both the way they deserve. Margaret studied me. Long and hard. Then she said, Sarah was my whole world. But she's gone. And Emma needs people who love her. David needs someone too. If you can do that, if you can really do that, then maybe it's okay. She walked away. But something had shifted. Permission had been given. Not easily. Not happily. But truly. We moved slowly. Deliberately. Building something real. I met David's father. A quiet man who shook my hand and said, make him happy. That's all I ask. David met my father. They talked about basketball. About accounting. About life. My father pulled me aside later and said, he's a good man, Claire. Don't let this one go. I won't, Dad. Emma started calling me Claire instead of Miss Claire. Small shift. Big meaning. We went on trips. The beach. The mountains. The city. We made memories. Took pictures. Laughed until our sides hurt. David coached Emma's soccer team. I helped with her homework. We did dinner every night. The 3 of us. A family. 6 months in, David and I were lying in bed. His bed. I'd stayed over after Emma's birthday party. Move in with us, he said suddenly. What? Move in. You're here most of the time anyway. Emma asks every day if this is the day you're staying. Your toothbrush is already in the bathroom. Your books are on the nightstand. Just make it official. David, that's a big step. I know. But I want you here. We want you here. Not as a guest. As family. I thought about my small house. Quiet. Empty. Safe. Then I thought about this. Noise. Laughter. Breakfast chaos. Emma's art on the fridge. David's hand finding mine in the dark. Okay, I said. Okay. Okay. He kissed me. Deep and slow and full of promise. I love you, Claire. I love you too. A year after we started dating, David took me back to the outdoor basketball court. It was early morning, just like our game. The sun was rising. The air was cold. Why are we here? I asked. Humor me. He had a basketball. He passed it to me. One shot, he said. From the three-point line. If you make it, I'll ask you something important. And if I miss, I'll ask anyway. But I want you to make it. I smiled. Lined up. Focused. Shot. Swish. David laughed. Of course you made it. He got down on one knee. My hands flew to my mouth. Claire, 20 years ago, I told you I was going to marry you someday. I meant it then. I mean it now. You're my best friend. My partner. The love of my life. Emma adores you. I adore you. Will you marry me? The ring was simple. Beautiful. A single diamond on a gold band. Yes, I whispered. Yes. 1,000 times yes. He stood, slipped the ring on my finger, kissed me while the sun came up behind us. When we got home, Emma was waiting. She'd been in on it. Did she say yes? She asked David. She said yes. Emma screamed, hugged me, hugged her dad, danced around the living room. I get to be a bridesmaid, she shouted. I get to be a bridesmaid. We got married 3 months later. Small ceremony. Close friends. Family. Emma as the flower girl. She wore a white dress with pink flowers. Carried a basket of rose petals. Took her job very seriously. My father walked me down the aisle. He cried. I cried. David cried. When we said our vows, I looked into David's eyes and said, I lost you once because I was scared. I won't lose you again. I choose you. Today and every day. For the rest of my life. He said, you were always the one, Claire. Even when you were gone. Even when I tried to move on. You were always the one. And now we get forever. Emma stood between us, holding both our hands. When we kissed, she cheered so loud everyone laughed. Marriage was everything and nothing like I expected. It was beautiful. Waking up next to David. Coffee together every morning. His hand finding mine across the table. It was hard. Blending lives. Learning to communicate. Fighting fair. Choosing love when things got difficult. Emma thrived. She called me Mom one day. Casual. Easy. Mom, can you help me with my science project? I froze. Looked at David. He smiled. Nodded. Of course, sweetheart, I said. Let's figure it out together. That night, Emma hugged me before bed. Is it okay that I call you Mom? She asked quietly. It's more than okay. It's an honor. I still love my first mom. I know you do, baby. And that's exactly how it should be. You can love us both. There's room in your heart for all of us. She smiled. Relieved. Okay. Good night, Mom. Good night, Emma. 5 years into our marriage, the elementary school announced a fundraiser. Basketball tournament. Parents versus kids. Emma was 13 now. Tall. Athletic. Beautiful. She'd taken after David. Loved sports. Mom, Dad, you have to play, she said at dinner. Emma, we're old, David joked. You're not that old. And you were champions. Come on. Please. We looked at each other. One more game. I said. One more game, David agreed. The tournament was packed. Families everywhere. Laughter. Joy. Community. Emma was on the kids' team. She was good. Really good. David and I were on the parents' team. We were slower. Creakier. But we still had it. The game came down to the final seconds. Kids leading by 1. Emma had the ball. She drove toward the basket. David was defending her. She pulled up for a jump shot. I saw it happen in slow motion. The form. The release. The arc of the ball. Just like me. She shot just like me. Swish. The kids won. Emma screamed. Her team rushed her. David and I stood there, watching our daughter celebrate. She's amazing, I whispered. Just like her mom, David said. I looked at him. Which one? Both, he said firmly. She has the best of both of you. After the game, Emma ran to us. Sweaty. Happy. Alive. Did you see that shot? She asked. We saw, I said. You were incredible. I learned from the best. Your dad is a pretty good teacher, I teased. I meant you, Mom. You and Dad. Together. You taught me that basketball is about trust. About teamwork. About passing to the person who has the better shot, even if you want the glory. David pulled us both into a hug. When did you get so wise? I've had good teachers, she said simply. That night, after Emma went to bed, David and I sat on the back porch. The stars were out. The air was cool. We held hands in the quiet darkness. "Do you ever think about how different life could have been?" I asked. "Sometimes," David admitted. "If you hadn't left. If we'd stayed together. If we'd done it all differently. Do you regret any of it?" He was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, "I regret the pain. The years apart. The loneliness. But I don't regret the journey. Because it gave me Emma. It taught me how to love through loss. It made me into someone who could appreciate what we have now." I turned to face him. "I regret leaving. I'll always regret that. But you're right. The pain taught me things. It taught me that running doesn't solve anything. That grief doesn't go away just because you hide from it. That real love is worth fighting for." "We were kids," David said softly. "We did the best we could with what we knew. And now we're adults who've lived enough to know what matters. And what matters is this. You, me, Emma, the life we're building. The choice we make every single day to show up for each other." I rested my head on his shoulder. "I choose you, David Monroe. I choose you too, Claire Monroe." We sat like that for a long time. Two people who found each other twice. Who lost everything and built it back better. Time moved the way it always does. Fast and slow all at once. Emma graduated high school. Got a scholarship for basketball. Made us proud every single day. She went to college. Studied education. Wanted to be a teacher. Just like her mom, she said. Both of her moms. She met a boy. A good one. Kind. Smart. The way he looked at her reminded me of how David looked at me. She brought him home for Thanksgiving her junior year. "Mom, Dad, this is Michael." We shook his hand. Talked to him. Watched how he treated Emma. How he listened when she spoke. How he made her laugh. After dinner, David pulled me aside. "He's going to propose," he said. "How do you know?" "He asked my permission yesterday. Said he wanted to do it right." My eyes filled with tears. "Our baby." "I know. She's not ready. She's 21. We were younger when we fell in love." "That's different." David laughed. Kissed my forehead. "She's ready, Claire. And he's good for her. We raised her right. Both of you did. We have to trust that." He proposed on Christmas Eve. Emma said yes. The wedding was 18 months later. Beautiful. Elegant. Full of love. Emma asked me to walk her down the aisle with David. "Both of you," she said. "You both got me here. You both loved me. You both taught me what real love looks like." So David and I walked our daughter down the aisle. One on each side. Holding her steady. Letting her go. When the minister said, "Who gives this woman to be married?" we both said, "We do." At the reception, Emma danced with David first. Father-daughter dance. They swayed slowly. Both crying. Both smiling. Then she danced with me. "Thank you," she whispered. "For what, baby?" "For loving my dad. For loving me. For choosing us even when it was hard." "Loving you was never hard," I said. "Loving you was the easiest thing I ever did. I hope I can be as happy as you and Dad." "You will be. You already are." She hugged me tight. "I love you, Mom. I love you too, Emma. So much." The years kept moving. Emma and Michael bought a house 3 blocks away. Close enough to visit. Far enough to have their own life. My father passed away peacefully in his sleep. David held me through the grief. Reminded me that love doesn't end. That my father was proud of me. That I'd given him joy in his final years. David's father followed 2 years later. We held each other through that loss too. We retired. Both of us. David from the accounting firm. Me from teaching. We traveled. Places we'd always wanted to see. Paris. Ireland. Japan. New Zealand. But we always came home. To our house. Our town. Our life. We played basketball sometimes. Slow games at the outdoor court. Just for fun. Just to remember. Emma had a baby. A girl. She named her Sarah Claire. After both her mothers. When they put that baby in my arms, I cried so hard I couldn't see. "Hello, sweet girl," I whispered. "I'm your grandmother." David stood behind me. His hand on my shoulder. Looking down at our granddaughter. "We did good," he said softly. "We did." I was 73 years old when David had his first heart attack. It was minor. Treatable. But it scared us both. We started walking every morning. Eating better. Taking care of ourselves. "I'm not ready to go yet," he told me. "I've got too much left to do with you." "Good," I said. "Because I'm not done with you either." On our 50th wedding anniversary, Emma threw us a party. Big. Everyone we loved. Friends. Family. Neighbors. The community center gym was decorated. Music playing. Food everywhere. Someone had brought a basketball. One more game, Emma said, grinning. You two against me and Michael. Emma, we're 75 years old, David protested. So, you're still champions, aren't you? David looked at me, raised an eyebrow. One more game. I said, one more game. We played. Slow. Careful. Laughing the whole time. Emma and Michael won easily. We didn't care. Afterward, David and I stood at center court. The party going on around us. Remember when I said I'd marry you if you won? He asked. I remember. I was wrong. I should have said I'd marry you no matter what. Win or lose. Good days or bad. Always. I took his hand. Squeezed it. You did marry me. And it was the best decision of my life. Mine too. We kissed. Right there in the middle of the gym. 75 years old and still in love. The room erupted in applause. Here's what I learned about second chances. They don't erase the first time. The pain you went through still happened. The years you lost are still lost. You can't go back and fix what broke. But second chances give you something better. They give you wisdom, gratitude, the deep understanding that love is a choice, not just a feeling. The first time David and I fell in love, it was easy, natural, inevitable. We were kids who thought love meant never being apart. The second time, we knew better. We knew love meant showing up when things got hard. It meant holding space for each other's grief. It meant choosing each other on the days when it wasn't easy. We knew that love wasn't about finding someone perfect. It was about finding someone worth fighting for, worth staying for, worth building a life with. Emma understood this too. She'd watched us, learned from us, both the mistakes and the redemption. You and Dad taught me that love isn't a fairy tale, she told me once. It's work, it's choice, it's commitment. But when it's real, the work feels worth it. That's exactly right, honey. You also taught me that it's never too late, that people can find each other again, that broken things can be made beautiful. I hugged her. This girl who wasn't mine by birth, but was mine in every way that mattered. You made us beautiful, I whispered. You and your dad. You gave me a family when I thought I'd be alone forever. You were never going to be alone, Mom. Dad would have found you eventually. I really believe that. Maybe she was right. Maybe some people are meant to find their way back to each other. Maybe love is patient enough to wait for the right time. On my 78th birthday, I did something I'd thought about for years. I wrote a letter to my 17-year-old self. Dear Claire, I know you're scared right now. Your mother is sick. The world feels like it's ending. You think the only way to protect the people you love is to push them away. You're wrong. But I understand why you think that. And I forgive you for it. Here's what I want you to know. David will be okay. You will be okay. It won't feel like it for a long time. There will be years of loneliness. Years of regret. Years of wondering if you made a terrible mistake. But then you'll find him again. And it will be better than you could have imagined. Because you won't be kids anymore. You'll be people who've lived. Who've lost. Who've learned that love is something you choose, not something that just happens to you. You'll get married. You'll raise a beautiful daughter. You'll have grandchildren. You'll grow old with the boy you loved in high school. But more than that, you'll learn that running from pain doesn't make it go away. You'll learn that grief is love with no place to go. You'll learn that the people worth keeping are the ones who stay even when you try to push them away. David will wait for you. Not actively. Not patiently. But he'll wait. Because some souls recognize each other. And when they find each other again, it's like coming home. So be gentle with yourself. Forgive yourself for being human. For being scared. For making mistakes. Your story doesn't end in tragedy. It ends in joy. I promise. Love. Claire, age 78. I folded the letter carefully. Put it in an envelope. Wrote, to my younger self on the front. David found me crying at the kitchen table. What's wrong? He asked, alarmed. Nothing's wrong. Everything's right. I showed him the letter. He read it silently. Tears streaming down his face. Write one too, I said. To your younger self. So he did. We read them to each other. Then we burned them in the fireplace. Watched the words turn to ash and smoke. Letting go of who we were. Honoring who we became. David died on a Tuesday morning in spring. We were in the garden. He was planting tomatoes. I was reading beside him. He stood up, put his hand to his chest, said my name, Claire. I looked up, saw his face. Knew. David. He collapsed. I caught him, lowered him to the ground, called 911. But I knew. Somehow I knew. I held him while we waited, his head in my lap, my hand stroking his hair. Don't go, I whispered. Please don't go. He smiled, even in pain, even dying. He smiled. I love you, he said. Always. Forever. I love you too. Take care of Emma. And Sarah Claire. Tell them about me. About us. I will. I promise. It was a good life, Claire. With you. It was such a good life. The best life. He closed his eyes, squeezed my hand. The ambulance came. They tried. They really tried. But David Monroe, my best friend, my husband, the love of my life, he was gone. Grief is a strange companion. It doesn't leave. Not really. But it changes, softens, becomes something you can live with. Emma took care of me those first few months. Brought me food. Sat with me. Let me cry. Tell me a story about Dad, she'd say. A happy one. So I would. I'd tell her about the basketball games, the coffee shop dates, the way he'd dance with her in the kitchen when she was little, the way he'd look at me like I was the most important person in the world. You were lucky, Emma said once. Both of you. You got your second chance. We were very lucky. Do you regret the years you were apart? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I regret the pain, I said. But I don't regret the path. Because it led us back to each other. And it gave us you. And that made everything worth it. She hugged me. I miss him so much. Me too, baby. Me too. I didn't die of grief. Though some days I wanted to. I kept living. For Emma. For Sarah Claire. For the life David and I had built. I volunteered at the elementary school. Taught kids to read. To dream. To believe in second chances. I played basketball with Sarah Claire when she got old enough. Taught her to shoot. To pass. To trust her teammates. Grandma, she asked once. Did you really beat Grandpa at basketball? I did. Was he mad? No, honey. He was proud. He always wanted me to win. That's real love, isn't it? I stopped. Looked at this little girl. 8 years old. David's eyes. Emma's smile. Sarah's name. Yes, I said. That's exactly what real love is. I'm 86 years old now. I don't move as fast as I used to. My hands shake. My memory fades sometimes. But I remember the important things. I remember David's smile. His laugh. The way his hand felt in mine. I remember Emma's first word. Her graduation. Her wedding. The day she made me a grandmother. I remember the basketball courts. The games. The wins and losses that didn't really matter because we had each other. Emma visits every day. Brings Sarah Claire. Sometimes brings her own grandchildren now. The family keeps growing. Tell us the story, Grandma Claire, they say. About you and Grandpa David. So I do. Every time. I tell them about the boy who said he'd marry me if I won the game. About how I left. About how we found each other again. The moral of the story, I always say, is that love is patient. Love is forgiving. Love is a choice you make every single day. Did you and Grandpa choose each other every day? Sarah Claire asks. Every single day, I say. Even when it was hard. Especially when it was hard. I had a dream last night. I was 17 again. Standing on the basketball court. Championship game. David passed me the ball. 3 seconds left. I jumped. Released. Watched the ball arc through the air. But this time, I didn't watch it go in. I turned to look at David instead. He was smiling. Young. Alive. Full of hope. I love you, I said. I know, he said. I've always known. The buzzer sounded. The crowd roared. But we just stood there, looking at each other. Do you want to know what happens? I asked him. Do you want to know about the future? Tell me. It's hard sometimes. There's pain. Loss. Years apart. But then we find each other again. We get married. We raise a daughter. We grow old together. We get 50 beautiful years. Only 50. It won't feel like enough. But it will be beautiful. He took my hand. Will I always love you? Yes. Will you always love me? Always. Then that's all I need to know. The dream faded. I woke up. Sunlight streaming through the window. A new day beginning. And I swear I could feel his hand in mine. Still there. Still choosing me. Still loving me across whatever distance separates this world from the next. The end. Thank you for staying with Claire and David's story. If this touched your heart, drop a red heart below and share it with someone who believes in second chances. Sometimes the greatest love stories aren't about finding the perfect person. They're about choosing the right person again and again every single day. What was your favorite moment from this story? Let me know in the comments. This story reminds us that it's never too late for love, that broken things can be made whole, that the choices we make today matter, and that sometimes the person you lost is the person you were always meant to find again. Thank you for listening.